No matter what you do, your calves never grow, right? Well, that seems to be a very common problem that people just can't figure out. No matter how much you seem to train your calves, they just refuse to grow. It's like you're cursed with the small calf syndrome and your calves don't match with the rest of your body. Well, there is some truth to the small calf syndrome, but you're not completely out of luck. In this video, we'll explain why you might have small calves and what you can do to finally see your calves get big and juicy. The first mistake you might be doing is training your calves at the end of your workout. This might not seem too big a deal, but it actually is in most cases. Waiting until the end of your workout to finally train your calves will almost guarantee less tension on your calves. At the end of each workout, you've already done a handful of hard sets on a few different exercises, and your nervous system is very likely to be pretty cooked. And your mental focus is probably not as good as it was in the beginning of your workout. But all these negatives of training your calves at the end of your workout aren't part of the biggest problem. The biggest problem with saying that you'll train your calves at the end of your workout is actually the likelihood of you not training them at all. Yeah, don't even try telling us that you've never skipped training your calves when you said you'd train them at the end of your workout. We can see the guilty look on your face from miles away.
Guilty, 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 guilty!
Don't feel bad though, because this is super common and honestly a known phenomenon in the fitness community by now. Skipping calves is so easy when you plan on training them at the end of your workout. We've all done it, and most of us skip training them consistently. Training them at the beginning of your leg workout won't have much effect on your other lifts, so why not just get them over with and continue with the rest of your workout? The next mistake is a common one, and it's something we've seen far too often. Hint: it involves your ego. Ego lifting is honestly one of the main reasons people don't see the progress they desire overall in the gym. This isn't just a mistake people make when training their calves, it's a mistake some people make with every single muscle group. This mistake, however, is especially true when it comes to your calves. Using too much weight and not controlling every single rep is something you should completely avoid. Just imagine this for a second. You use your calves every single day. They're probably one of the most worked muscles in your body. This tells us that you really need to do something special for your calves for them to grow, because you're already getting a lot of stimulus by just moving around and walking every day.
I'm crab walking. I'm a crab walking.
But just not the right type of stimulus that gives your calves a reason to grow. When we walk, we don't go all the way up on our toes and really flex our calves for them to fully contract. They also don't get into their fully stretched position when we walk. This means that your calves almost never go through their full range of motion when you're walking, and you rarely get that burn in your calves without intentionally training them. That tells you that if you want to give your calves a stimulus they're not used to, you need to make sure you're going through their full range of motion when you're training them. You also want your tempo to be right in each rep. Go slow on the eccentric and fast on the concentric part of your reps. Doing all this will train your calves through their full range of motion. They'll get a good stimulus on the eccentric part of each rep because of how slow you're going down, and they'll get good explosiveness on the way up. Combining these techniques will pump more blood into your calf muscles and put them through a stimulus they're not used to. Therefore, you're more likely to finally see some changes to the size of your calves. Going super heavy and just going through the motions with the sole goal being to lift the weight up is not how you grow your calves. You need to train with intention. Ask yourself what your goal actually is. Is it to impress other people in the gym by doing super heavy calf raises? Like anyone actually finds that impressive? I mean, when was the last time someone asked you how much you can calf raise? Or is the goal to actually increase the size of your calves? You decide. The third and final mistake you might have made is, you didn't choose the right parents. Well, obviously you can't pick your parents, but genetics play a huge role when it comes to the size of your calves. You see some people that have big, juicy looking calves that have never even trained them before. That's not really fair if you ask us, but you know, most of the time, life isn't fair.
Life isn't fair.
Just imagine all the different people in your gym. Some have huge arms, some have huge pecs, and some have huge shoulders, and so on. Having a bigger muscle group than someone else often comes down to how well people feel the muscle when training it, aka mind-muscle connection. For example, some people feel their glutes getting almost all the stimulus and tension when performing a barbell squat, and some people feel it all in their quads. We're all different, and a lot of factors come into play when it comes to specific muscle groups. So you need to work your big calves because you didn't hit the gene jackpot? That's just the way it is. In all honesty though, it's much more rewarding achieving something you worked super hard for. The process of achieving your goals is fun too. Having a goal and executing on it every day is something that we can be proud of, and when we achieve our desired outcome, it becomes much more rewarding. That's it. We hope you enjoyed the video, and most importantly, learned something valuable. Please help us out by hitting that like button if you liked the video. And if you want more videos like this popping up on your YouTube page, then we highly suggest subscribing to our channel.